We're diving into a topic that sounds kind of scary, but doesn't have to be: recessions. Don't worry, I'm not here to bore you with jargon or doom and gloom. We're going to break it down and even share some tips on to not just survive a recession, but maybe even thrive. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what a recession is, how long they typically last, and most importantly, practical steps you can take to protect yourself and how you can not just survive, but maybe even thrive. So, what exactly is a recession? Let's break it down. Plain English, no boring economics degree required. All right, let's start with the basics. A recession is when the economy takes a bit of a nap. Technically, it's when a country's economic activity, think spending, jobs, and production, shrinks for 2 quarters in a row, or about 6 months. Imagine the economy as a big party. Everyone's spending, businesses are hiring, life's good. But then the music slows. People stop dancing, and the vibe dips. Simply put, a recession is when the economy stops growing and starts shrinking for a while. Imagine the economy as a pie. During good times, that pie gets bigger. More jobs, higher wages, business expanding. During a recession, the pie starts to shrink. It gets smaller. Here's what that looks like in the real world. Companies make less money, so they cut costs. This often means layoffs or hiring freezes. People who lose jobs or worry about job security spend less money. When people spend less, businesses make even less money. You see where this is going, right? It's like an economic domino effect. So during a recession, what happens? Higher unemployment. People spend less money, businesses cut back, stock market gets wobbly, and things just feel kind of heavy. Houses prices falling, stock market falls, businesses closing or cutting back. In nerd terms, it's when the economy shrinks, usually measured by something called GDP. For 2 quarters in a row, that's 6 months for us regular humans. Economists often define it as 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. Good news, they're usually not forever. Recessions can happen for lots of reasons. Maybe people stop spending because prices are too high, or businesses are cutting back because they're not selling enough. Sometimes it's a big event like a financial crisis or, say, a global pandemic. The point is the economy hits a rough patch, and we all feel it. Higher prices, fewer jobs, or just that uh-oh feeling in your wallet. Now for the million-dollar question. How long do these economic storms typically last? How long is the economic nap going to last? Great question. On average, recessions in the U.S. last about 10 to 18 months. Some are super short, only a couple of months. Others dragged on for about a year and a half. The economy always bounces back like a rubber ball. Every recession is different. There's some really encouraging news here. Since World War II, the average recession in the United States has only lasted about 10 months. Let's look at some examples. The Great Recession of 2008 was one of the worst, lasting about 18 months. The COVID-19 recession of 2020 was one of the shortest, officially lasting just 2 months, though its effects were felt much longer. Most other recessions fall somewhere in between, typically 6 to 12 months. Recessions do end. The economy naturally wants to grow over time. But here's something important to understand. Even after a recession, it can take time for things to feel normal again. Jobs might come back slowly, and some industries may change permanently. It might take a bit for things like your bank account to feel normal again. The recovery period, the time it takes to get back to where we were before, can sometimes take 1 to 2 years after the recession officially ends. That's why being prepared is so important. So let's talk about how to prep before a recession and what to do if you're in one. Okay, let's get proactive. Here are 3 super practical ways to prepare for a recession. Think of it like packing an umbrella before it rains. Remember, preparation isn't about fear. It's about putting yourself in a position of strength. Now, how do you prepare and even thrive? Here's the game plan. Cash is king in tough times. First, save an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Rent, groceries, that Netflix subscription you can't live without. Even saving $20 a week adds up. Pop it in a high yield savings account so it grows a little. This is your financial cushion if things get bumpy. This isn't just about peace of mind, it's practical. And an emergency fund gives you options if you face a job loss or income reduction. Trim unnecessary expenses. Maybe hold off on that $9 a latte habit. Take a look at your spending. Do you really need that fifth streaming service? Cutting back now means more cash to save or invest. Make a budget. It's not sexy, but it's like a GPS for your money. High interest debt like credit cards can become a major burden during tough times. If possible, focus on paying these down while times are good. Identify non-essential expenses you could cut if needed. Subscription services, dining out, entertainment, luxury purchases. Ask yourself, how recession-proof is my job? These industries tend to be more stable during downturns like healthcare, education, utilities. People need these no matter what. Second, think about extra income streams. Maybe you've got a side hustle, dog walking, freelancing, or selling those cool crafts online. If your main job takes a hit, having a backup plan is like having a spare tire for your car. Plus, side hustles are fun. Update your resume, expand your professional network, learn new skills that increase your value. Now let's talk about your investments. If you're investing for long-term goals like retirement, dramatic changes aren't usually necessary. Historically, those who stay invested through downturns come out ahead in the long run. Review your risk tolerance. Ensure your portfolio is properly diversified. Have some cash available for potential opportunities. Invest wisely. Remember, the goal isn't to panic, it's to be proactive. Stocks might be on sale, but don't panic sell. Think long term. Stay calm. Recessions are normal. They're part of the economic cycle. And here's a little secret. Some of the biggest fortunes were built during recessions. When everyone else panics, if you stay smart and steady, you can come out ahead. Now for my favorite part, how to potentially thrive during an economic downturn. Recessions create both challenges and opportunities. Keep this in mind. Everything goes on sale during a recession, including assets. If you have cash available and job security, recessions can offer amazing buying opportunities. Stocks at lower prices, real estate at reduced values, businesses looking for investors. Throughout history, financial wisdom has often emerged during times of economic downturn. Warren Buffett famously advised, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful, reminding us that recessions create opportunities for those with courage and capital. Baron Rothschild, the 18th century banking magnate, put it more bluntly, the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. His contrarian philosophy suggested that the greatest fortunes are made by investing during periods of maximum pessimism. Sir John Templeton echoed this sentiment with, bull markets are born on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria. This cycle reminds us that recessions aren't endpoints, but transitions in the economic journey. As Mark Twain, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. A fitting reminder that while each recession has unique causes, human psychology remains remarkably consistent through economic cycles. A recession is just a bump in the road, not the end of the journey. By preparing smart, staying calm, and thinking ahead, you can not only survive, but maybe even come out stronger. What's your favorite money-saving tip? Drop it in the comments below, and let's keep this convo going. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. I'll catch you on the next one.